Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the full moon that will be taking place on the 28th of October 2023. Now, the moon, what does the moon represent? The moon represents our hidden side, our dark side, our emotional side, parts of us that we don't reveal to people so easily, and also parts of us that we don't fully recognize ourselves. And sometimes we don't recognize the language that our deeper side talk. And so how does our deeper side communicate? Well, normally it communicates us by feelings, emotions, images, and sometimes we don't fully understand or appreciate the images that we are receiving from our deeper part of ourselves. And so we miss sometimes vital clues, vital instructions that may be coming to us. And so we have these times in the month where the full moon will remind us of how and what is coming up. And so the full moon for this month, the 28th of October, is showing us that things are coming to our closure or coming to our highlight, that things are being revealed, things that are hidden in darkness will be seen for what they are. And sometimes what we see and we recognize, we don't always appreciate or like, because some of the things that we are shown, we may reject it because it's sometimes too hard for us to accept or believe that we are carrying maybe some parts of us are having darkness, like severe darkness that is hampering us from achieving what we need to achieve. But the full moon is showing us because we need to understand and we need to address certain things in our life. And this happens once a month or twice a month when you will find the full moon revealing itself and showing you what's happening around you and inside of you. And so this month we have the full moon in the house of 8 mountain. Now the mountain represents several aspects of things, and the mountain can show you the light side and the dark side, but also there's a third aspect of the mountain, and that's what's below it, deep inside of it, in the heart of it. And normally in the very base, in the deepest depths of the mountain, is where there are a lot of activity, volcanic activity, things that are forming, things are creating or under pressure. And this is where in some ways our emotional self is resided, and there we are shown and we are brought to a head to a lot of things that we may choose to ignore, or in some ways we may choose to address and learn from it. And you must remember that the full moon is there to show you, to teach you, to encourage you to become a better person, to become the best version of yourself. And many times when we look at things through the eyes of the full moon, we may not fully appreciate the things that are happening and taking place for us. And so this 8 mountain energy that is happening is bringing things to a head. It's showing us the deepest depths of ourselves and how we can negotiate, learn, navigate those emotional tides that we all go through at some point in our lives. And it's important that we recognize these various currents that are taking place in our life. And so on the 28th of October, the full moon is showing and highlighting those deep shadows that are there in ourselves. And the thing we must understand is that we mustn't fear those shadows, but embrace and understand whatever it may be showing us. And now you may be thinking, is this really important? Is it relevant to where you are now? And I will say it is because you need to understand that you all have a dark side and a light side. And you cannot navigate through things easily if you're just seeing the light. You need to see and you need to have the darkness as well. Because the darkness and light together balance you out. And so you're able to move forward in a more systematic way, in a more fluid way, that you yourself were able to see who you really are. And it's something that you mustn't fear, but something that you must embrace, because it's there for you. It's there for your benefit and for your advantage. And so the 8th mountain is talking about the depths, the spiritual side of you, the parts of you that is longing to come to the forefront and be the person that you are meant to be. And sometimes our greatest opportunities comes from those most difficult and most challenging times in our lives. And what we learn as we go through life is that when we go through some of these most challenging times in our life is when we are by ourselves. And so this 8th mountain represents those challenging times where you are alone, by yourself, trying to figure things out. And sometimes the image that is placed with this 8th mountain is of an individual in a cave, meditating, searching, looking within itself. And this is the thing, you must do it yourself. It's a route, a path that is for you to explore, not for anybody else. You cannot delegate this to somebody else, but it's for you to really get to grips and understand who you are. And so many times you may think you're by yourself, you're alone, and sometimes you need that time where you're totally by yourself, you're isolated. You choose to spend time with yourself, listening to the silent voice, listening to those prods, listening to the images that you may receive. And that's why it's important at times that you have some way to record those impressions, because sometimes it may just be an impression. Sometimes it can be just a simple image that you may receive, or just a feeling, emotion of something. And that's sometimes all you need to move you forward. Maybe just one step is all that is required. And so the full moon gives you that opportunity. Now I want to just encourage you that as this is an 8 energy for the full moon this month, you will find that your greatest opportunity and help will come from the 2 earth house of management, of managing the details, understanding the details, checking those fine points, those things that you may have simply just skipped over because you thought they weren't relevant. But this month, you need to be checking those details. Understand the level of complexity at times that you may be dealing with. Because when we find and face ourselves that we are a people that are very complex at times, very detailed in how we deal with things, and how the full moon will show you the depths that you will go, the depths that you need to understand who you are. You will be amazed. But you'll be amazed that even now, just this full moon is showing you that there's such a spiritual depth to yourself that is unique to you. But also now you need to start to understand the detailing, how do you communicate with yourself? How do you understand the language that you use to talk to yourself. And by understanding that language, you'll be able to communicate with other people around you. So new opportunity is going to be coming through. But when that new opportunity does start to emerge itself, you will have the detail, you will have the understanding of what is required. So I would just like to encourage you that this is an 8-mountain full moon, and there's different aspects of it that you need to be looking at. There has to be that balance of the light and the dark, but also the depth of being deep in that mountain, deep in that cave where you alone will explore your heart, the mind of who you are. And as you do that, you'll emerge radiant, because that full moon will show things in its entirety, and you can be that person. So I hope this video has been of help to you, and if it has, please press that like button, subscribe to this channel, share it with friends and family. Until next time, take care now. Bye bye.